Morning. Welcome to the channel. I'm Heath Hayes. Today is day 116 of Read the Bible in a Year, and we are in First Chronicles, reading chapters 8 through 10. Diving right in. And Benjamin brought forth Bela his firstborn, Ashbel the second, Harah the third, Noah the fourth, Rapha the fifth, and the sons of Bela, Adar and Gera and Abihud and Abishua and Naaman and Ahawa and Gera and Sheshuphan and Huram. These are the sons of Ehud. They were the heads of the fathers' houses of the inhabitants of Geba, and they were exiled to Manahath. And Naaman and Ahiah and Gera, he exiled them. And Ehud brought forth Uzzah and Ahihud. And Shaharaim brought forth children in the field of Moab, after he had sent away Hushim and Bara his wives. And by Hodesh his wife he brought forth Yobab and Sibia and Mesha and Malcham and Yeutz and Shobiah and Mirma. These were his sons, heads of their fathers' houses. And by Hushim he brought forth Abitub and Elpaal, and the sons of Elpaal, Eber and Misham and Shemer, who built Ono and Lod with its towns, and Beriah and Shema, who were heads of their fathers' houses of the inhabitants of Ayalon, who drove out the inhabitants of Gath and Ayo, Shashak, and Yeremoth, and Zebadiah, and Arad, and Eder, and Mikael, and Yispa, and Yoha were the sons of Beriah. And Zebadiah and Meshulam, and Hizki and Heber, and Yishmerai, and Yizliah, and Yobab were the sons of Elpaal. And Yakim, and Zikri, and Zabdi, and Eli, and I, and Silathai, and Eliel, and Shemrath and Adiah, and Bariah, and Shemrath were the sons of Shimi. Dude had a lot of kids, good Lord. And Yishpan, and Eber, and Eliel, and Abdon, and Zikri, and Hanan, and Hananiah, and Elam, and Antothia, and Yifdeah, and Penuel were the sons of Shashak, and Shamsharai, and Shahariah, and turning the page. Okay. And Athaliah, and Ya'arshayah, and Eliah, and Zikri were the sons of Yeroham. These were the heads of the fathers' houses by their generations' heads. These dwelt in Jerusalem. And the father of Gibbon, whose wife was Ma'akah, dwelt at Gibbon. And his firstborn son was Abdon, then Sur, and Kish, and Baal, and Nadab, and Gedor, and Ahio, and Zechar, and Mikloth, who brought forth Shema. And they also dwelt alongside their relatives in Jerusalem with their brothers. And Ner brought forth Kish, and Kish brought forth Shaul, and Shaul brought forth Jonathan, and Malchishua, and Abinadab, and Eshbaal. And the sons of Jonathan was Merib Baal, and Merib-Baal brought forth Micah, and the sons of Micah, Pithon, and Melech, and Ta'areah, and Ahaz, and Ahaz brought forth Jehoiada, and Jehoiada brought forth Alameth, and Asmaweth, and Zimri. And Zimri brought forth Moza, and Moza brought forth Bina, Rapha his son, Elasa his son, Atzel his son. And Atzel had 6 sons whose names were these: Azrikam, Bokeru, and Ishmael, and Sheariah, and Abadiah, and Hanan. These were the sons of Atzel. The sons of Eshek his brother, Ulam his firstborn, Yeush the second, and Eliphelet the third. The sons of Ulam were mighty brave men, archers, and had many sons and grandsons, 150. These were all sons of Benjamin. And all Israel registered themselves by genealogy. And see, chapter 9. And see, they were written in the book of the sovereigns of Israel. And Judah was exiled to Babel for their trespass. And the first inhabitants who were in their possessions in the cities of Israel, were the priests, the Levites, and the Nethinim. There we go. And in Jerusalem dwelt some of the children of Judah, and some of the children of Benjamin, and some of the children of Ephraim and Manasseh. Uthai, son of Amihud, son of Omri, son of Imri, son of Bani, of the sons of Peretz, the son of Judah. And the Shilonites, Asaiah, the firstborn of his sons, and the sons of Zerah, Yeuel, and their brothers, 690. And the sons of Benjamin, Salu, son of Meshulam, son of Hodiah, son of Hasanuah, and Yibneah, son of Jeroam, and Elah, son of Uzi, son of Mikri, and Meshulam, son of Shephatiah, son of Reuel, son of Yibniah, and their brothers according to all their generations, 956. All these men were heads of a father's house in their father's houses. And of the priests, Yediah and Yehoyarib, and Yakin, and Azariah, son of Hilkiah, son of Meshulam, son of Zadok, son of Merayoth, son of Ahitub, the officer over the house of Elohim. And Adiah, son of Jeroam, son of Pashur, son of Milkiah, son of Maasai, son of Adiel, son of Yazerah, son of Meshullam, son of Meshilemeth, son of Immer, and their brothers, heads of their fathers' houses, 1,760 able men to work, or able men for the work of the service of the house of Elohim. And of the Levites, Shemaiah, son of Hashub, son of Azrikam, son of Hashabiah, of the sons of Merari, and Bakbakar, Haresh, and Galal, and Mataniah, son of Micah, son of Zikri, son of Asaph, and Obadiah, son of Shemaiah, son of Galal, son of Jeduthun, and Berechiah, son of Asah, son of Elkanah, who dwelt in the villages of the Netophathites. And the gatekeepers, Shalom, and Akub, and Talman, and Achiman, and their brothers, Shalom the chief. And up till then, they were gatekeepers for the camps of the children of Levi at the sovereign's gate on the east. And Shalom, son of Kor, son of Ebiasaph, son of Korah, and his brothers from his father's house, the Korites, were over the work of the service, guards of the thresholds of the tent, and their fathers had been guards of the entrance to the camp of Yahweh. And Phinehas, son of Eleazar, was leader over them in time past. Yahweh was with them. Zechariah, son of Meshelemiah, was gatekeeper at the entrance of the tent of appointment. All those chosen as gatekeepers at the thresholds were 212. They were registered by genealogy in their villages. David and Samuel, the seer, had appointed them to their office. So they and their sons were over the gates of the house of Yahweh and the house of the tent by watches. The gatekeepers were on the four sides, east, west, north, and south. And their brothers in their villages had to come with them from time to time for 7 days. For the four chief gatekeepers were in the office of trust. They were Levites, and they were over the rooms and treasuries of the house of Elohim. And they spent the night all around the house of Elohim because they had the duty, and they were open to it by morning. And they were open to it morning by morning. And some of them were over the vessels of service, and they brought them in and took them out by count. And some of them were appointed over the vessels, even over the vessels of the set-apart place, and over the fine flour, and the wine, and the oil, and the incense, and the spices. And some of the sons of the priests blended the compound of spices. And Matithiah, the son of the Levite, Matithiah of the Levites, the firstborn of Shalom the Korite, was entrusted with the making of the flat cakes. And some of their brothers of the sons of the Kehathites, their brothers of the sons of the Kehathites were over the showbread to prepare every Sabbath. And these were the singers, heads of the fathers' houses of the Levites, and the rooms and were exempted from the duties, for they were employed in that work day and night. Meaning they were employed to worship the Father day and night, so they were exempt from the other works. They were employed to solely worship. These heads of the fathers' houses of the Levites were heads throughout their generations. They dwelt at Jerusalem, and Yeiel, the father of Gibeon, whose wife was Maacah, dwelt at Gibeon. And his firstborn son was Abdon, then Sur, and Kish, and Baal, and Ner, and Nadab, and Gedor, and Ayo, and Zechariah, and Mikloth. And Mikloth brought forth Shimam, and they too dwelt alongside their relatives in Jerusalem with their brothers. And Ner brought forth Kish, and Kish brought forth Shaul, and Shaul brought forth Jonathan, and Malchishua, and Abinadab, and Eshbaal. And the sons of Jonathan, the son of Jonathan, Merib-Baal, and Merib-Baal brought forth Micah. And the sons of Micah, Pithon, and Melech, and Tareah, and Ahaz brought forth Yarah, and Yarah brought forth Alameth, and Asmaweth, and Zimri brought forth Motza, and Motza brought forth Binah, and Rephaiah was his son, and Elisah his son, Atzel his son, and Atzel had 6 sons whose names were these: Azrikam, Bacharu, and Yishmael, and Sheariah, and Obadiah, and Hanan. These were the sons of Atzel. Chapter 10. And the Philistines fought against Israel, and the men of Israel fled from before the Philistines and fell slain on Mount Gilboa. And the Philistines pursued Saul and his sons, and the Philistines struck Jonathan and Abinadab and Malchishua, sons of Saul. And the battle was heavy on Saul, and the archers hit him, and he, come on, shouldn't be that hard to turn a page, but it is sometimes. And he was wounded by the archers. And Saul said to his armor-bearer, "Draw your sword and thrust me through with it, lest these uncircumcised ones come and abuse me." But his armor-bearer would not, for he was much afraid. So Saul took the sword and fell on it. And when his armor-bearer saw that Saul was dead, he also fell on his sword and died. Thus Saul and his 3 sons died, and all his house they died together. And when all the men of Israel who were in the valley saw that they had fled, and that Saul and his sons were dead, they forsook their cities and fled, and the Philistines came and dwelt in them. And the next day it came to be, when the Philistines came to strip the slain, that they found Saul and his sons fallen in Gilboa. And they stripped him and took his head and his armor, and sent word throughout the land of the Philistines to proclaim the news among their idols and among the people, and put his armor in the house of the mighty ones, and fastened his head in the house of Dagon. And all Jabesh Gilead heard of all that the Philistines had done to Shaul. And all the brave men arose and took the body of Shaul and the bodies of his sons, and they brought them to Jabesh, and buried their bones under the tamarisk tree at Jabesh. and fasted 7 days. Thus Shaul died for his trespass which he had trespassed against Yahweh, because he did not guard the word of Yahweh, and also for asking a medium to make inquiry, and did not inquire of Yahweh. So he put him to death and turned the reign over to David, son of Jesse. All right. So tomorrow we pick up in chapter 11. Shalom.